We can go without paying the electricity and the water, but the food, food is a must. And food shopping, you cannot go without. And that is why we are giving these tips, just so you can, streamline your spend and save a little bit more dollars from there. Before, I used to be more strict. I blame myself. Now I'm not as strict as I used to be before. Before, when it's a milk for Monday, let's say this Monday. You finish the milk on Monday, and the milk that is written Tuesday is, smiling at you. And, don't touch it. Milk for Monday is finished, then black tea it is, or black coffee it's going to be. But now, no. It's like Monday, Tuesday, you even finish Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in a day. So, really depends on how vigilant you can be, and get your family to be part of it. Don't just allow yourself to be the only one doing it, because you'll be more frustrated. Because you're planning something and working towards a budget, and they'll just come in working out of budget. No matter how much you want to control here, and they're just abusing everything, and meals, not even meal time, they're coming, opening all this tin stuff, and like, to them, they don't even know what you're sitting on. So try and get your family to be involved. When you have your devotion, for most families, sit down and you explain to them, look, we are trying to save a little bit more dollars from our shopping, a little bit more dollars from the food that we eat, if we can. It's not like we're trying to tell them that we're going to live frugally, like we live like poor people. No. You're just trying to get them to be more accountable and to be on the same thoughts with you to help you save these things. Because if not, if you're doing it on your own, I tell you, you will be frustrated because they don't understand what you're doing. Make them understand. If they do it, fine. If they don't do it, at least they know. If they know, you've already told them. They already know. And it's not something that is new for them. Well, those are the tips that you can save money from your own kitchen and from your own menu that you design at home.
It's also a good time I look forward to our shopping time, because you see the children, they move around in the shop, maybe a little bit extra on their list, but it's a good time. It's a good family time when everybody out there enjoying.
Now when you're saying it, it's also like when they're there and they pick up the item, they see the price.
Yes.
Yeah. So when they're using it at home, they know how much
it takes. So when we involve our family in shopping, it's not only the shopping, the needs, but also a timeout. For us, we normally go when we finish shopping, and then we sit down
for a milkshake,
or maybe a coffee. It's a good timeout. To me, it's a bonding time too.
Yes.
Everybody will be showing one another, oh, I love this, I love these snacks. So normally we spend about 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours if we include also a timeout, and sit and have coffee.
And also have the small ones. Sometimes it has the risk. It comes with the risk.
Like Kayla will come in her trolley.
Because when we are busy trying to fill up this big trolley that fits the whole family, and she comes with a small trolley. The little version of everything that we have in the bigger trolley. And then we'll tell her, you don't need that, we already have here. So this is mine, it's mine. I just want it for myself. And, and then you have her brother also coming in with a small trolley. So when we are all lining up, to clear, then you have the big trolley and the small trolleys. And the thing is, when you come to the counter and the cashier, especially for Lekela, she doesn't trust us to even, because sometimes when she goes with me, by the time we reach the counter, I will, take out some of the items, I leave it on the side there. I will not take it, but she's very sharp. When we get to the counter, she said, can I have a look at my stuff? Oh, the thing is missing. No, where's the thing? She knows exactly the things that I put on the side. The things I know, when I look at it, she doesn't need them. But she always fights like she needs them. And then I have my grandson, my youngest grandson, who always have this, I don't know what it is, but he loves the touch. He loves the touch. Like his grandfather. His grandfather loves the touch. He will buy touch for the car, buy touch in the bigger version, like for the Cyclone. He will know where the big touches are. Well, this youngest son, grandson of mine, nearly every time that small trolley reaches the cashier, there's always one touch.
Small one, silver one.
There's only one touch there. And sometimes it's not only one. It's like 2, 3 touch. And those are the things, like what he said. It's like a nice time for family. next time for family.
I look
Because
forward to
yeah,
shopping.
sometimes you start telling off from the shopping aisle when you're telling them you don't need that, put it back. Just put it back. And then that starts it off. And then when you're at the cashier again, I think if one supermarket worker sees us every time we come in, they will know our dramas and our little moments. And then even up to the counter, we're still, I'm still looking through their items and said, just put that back, please. You don't need to take that. But I need it. I need it. I must have these things. And then, and you just give in because you don't want to create a scene. You are holding up the queue when people are lining up to pay their shopping. Well, like what he said, it's a good time for us, a good family time bonding. And
I love that
yeah,
time,
me too. I love this moment.
Even though it affects your wallet.
Yeah, even though, it blinks out your wallet, but it's a good family time. And we always look forward to it. If I'm saying, okay, I have one of my sons that's very, he's very, very good in organizing things in the trolley. And I have one who just throw everything in the trolley, like, get this list, like throw, like couldn't care less how it lands in the trolley. I have one like get frustrated when this person's throwing, like giving that kind of stern look. Stop throwing the things. When you look at the trolley, the way he organized it, it's like a suitcase of clothes. Like you don't want to disturb it. You just want to leave it like that. And as we leave home too, if I call out, okay, who's free to go with me for shopping? Nearly everybody, willing, because it's that moment. A moment of laughter, a moment of dramas, a moment of, frustration, whatever moments. It's like a family time within the shop. Yeah. And also, when we go, we collect all the shopping bags from home. All the shopping bags we can find rolled up, and my daughter-in-law is very good in doing that. Thank you, Nate, my only daughter-in-law. She's very smart in doing that. Sometimes when we reach the shop, and I say to myself, man, I forgot the thing. And I'm looking at her, Nate, it's okay, I've got all the bags here. She'll never forget. She'll bring all the shopping bag, as much as possible for us not to buy any bag from the supermarket. So that's another saving. If you have take your shopping for the first time, keep those bags. New World and Extra, they have those big bags, and you wrap them up and you stock them somewhere. And for us, there's always a place of stock. So whenever we go, we'll just tell them, okay, get the bags. They don't go searching. They go to the place that we always keep them. And they bring all those bags. And sometimes when we finish our shopping, we go back with some of the bags still empty. That's how extra prepared we are. But most of the times when I go by myself, I always forget. I try to keep some in my car, so I don't forget, and I always end up buying. I'm the one always end up buying shopping bags. Yeah, so it's a good moment. It's a good time, and I really like. I've forgotten. I didn't look at it that way, the way that you were.
I like. Just standing there, sometimes chasing Lakela around, but you are having your shopping, you are having your fun, and also you are having a family time.
Yeah.
So I normally look forward to shopping like that, and. While we're still on the shopping, one thing that I love, back in our early days of starting, the vegetables, because it's been highlighted in the media, the food, the healthy food, the vegetables that we put into our ingredient, and you used to do the stir fry.
I love stir fry.
Yeah.
Chop suey is good, but it's quite a hassle stripping out all those carrots.
Yeah.
But for the stir fry, you just cut it in semicircle, cut it out, and it's easy. It's easy to prepare. Yeah. And also, like if you do chop suey, we can cut it up and leave it in the fridge already cut up. And I know you used to like that. Like you have a lot of vegetables, and a little bit of chicken, like a little bit of meat, but more veggies. Yeah.
And the vegetable too is still
crispy,
fresh, crispy.
Like not really dead.
Yeah. Not only stir fry when you cook chop suey, no? Yeah. That taste in the vegetables, And I remember when I was in U.S. A few days ago, I'm seeing the Ministry of Health is focusing on healthy food, healthy food. And the things that come into my mind is our stir fry and our vegetables. Most of the time, the cucumber, the celery, and I love, I love
Yeah.
that food.
But I guess, like for us, as we get older, we love the vegetables, eh? As we
Before,
get older,
that's-
before, like you toy around with your food and you pick the meat only. And that's exactly what our children are doing. For my children, sometimes they don't even eat the onions. They say the onions is vegetables. And they struggle with the vegetables. But now they have no choice because the menu is as such. So we'll have the day of a stir fry, we'll have a day of soup. And you throw in those, cauliflower, the cabbage, carrots when they're still, like not overcooked. Eh? And it's nice when we have it with your soup. I love those soup. And my daughter-in-law now is really getting to be an expert, a great chef in our house now.
When you talk about the soup, remember that Sermonte, there's some, I thought only Fiji that we have, the boiled
that
fish.
Filipino,
Filipino,
food outlet, yeah.
they have this the fish,
Boiled
just boiled fish with a lot of
ginger
and garlic.
garlic.
Now, when normally I go there in Sarmiento shopping mall, I will always go for boiled fish because of the soup.
Oh, okay.
Really,
Yeah, I didn't taste that. I like the Japanese one. They have vegetables.
Okay.
Like that teriyaki one. But I saw that.
Yeah.
They even have the soup, the what you call it, the bone soup, sui, eh?
Sui.
Soup bones.
Yeah,
They
it's just
have
like
that.
a Fijian
Yeah,
food.
Fijian food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like one is a boiled fish and one is like a fish in lolo with a little bit of cabbage. I said, no, this is just like Fijian food. And normally I always go there because I love the fish.
Yeah, I love that Sermonte place too, food outlet, and I missed it this time. Well, for those of you that are tuning in, like the vegetables is right there. If you can't get your vegetable stock from the market, there's some supermarket. Like if you're lazy to go to the market, like for us, I don't know. I believe maybe, like before we go out to the market. And we used to be as early as 6:30. Man, we are down there every Saturday. We are down at the market picking up all those fresh vegetables. And not only that, like you go out to the seafood when we have the crabs and things there. And I think there was like last decade ago that I've never been to the market after a very long time. And apart from going to the market, if you cannot get your vegetables from the market and you're a supermarket person, there is a lot of vegetables out there. For me, my good supermarket that has the vegetables that I look for is New World at De Modern, and then also the Extra Supermarket. They have a lot of fresh vegetables, and then not bad. The cost is not as bad, like for Mbele, and you can get it for $1.20. The vegetables are really, healthy. And also for the meals, for us, I always say this, for our weekly meals, we have the day of soup, like boiled soup. You throw everything together, and we just buy the chicken stock. If it's going to be a chicken boiled soup together with the vegetables, throw in. And if it's going to be lamb neck soup or lamb neck, my daughter-in-law usually do, then we use the beef stock to provide that a little bit more taste. And we have that boiled soup, and then we also have a meaty day, which means it's the belly with meaty and the tuna. And for the fish, we just boil the fish. I see my grandchildren, two of my grandchildren, they love their fish. They even drink the fish soup with everything. If you're having curry and he has a boiled soup, I don't know how that tastes, but they love their fish. And then we will have that boiled, it's like, meaty with tuna. One of my grandson, my eldest grandson, he's not a fish person. If it's fish, we have to take out all the black things that appear in that fish. He only eats the white fish without the skin. So to save that hassle of doing that, I just tell him, just open your tuna, please. No one wants to come and clean up all these things. When I have the time, then I'll clean up all these things just to show the white meat with no skin. Only then he can eat it. Other than that, tuna. And so we have, now we've changed the belly to Ota.
Ota
is really nice and crispy,
crispy.
when it's taken with miti. These are some healthy food that you can have at home.
And cheap too.
And very cheap, very economical.
Very cheap.
I mean, weekend na tu mena korongo tu nga varora weekend kema bala kemni tu weekend na opportunity mo ni kanya na kakana bulambula. Maybe kema mina tu tao ni kema misa levo na mati tu kema mina labi ni kakana na kema mi kanya levo na kena wai. Weekend na tu mena kor raw sar na ko tinga mena ika boil nga ngunu na kena su. Ano no ngoni kitola ko kena non to kor. Elenga na tavioka elenga na kakanandina na ikara lililitu kamera lismay na ngoli erangay lililitu na bunimbua ko nang buwala kalak era lilitu kino na ika sengi da karaw na ika so na ngone kiti chikikinika sa senga na kakanandina kito sa na ika tabu sa na ika daba na smoke fish ika vesa na ika vesa meba kami sa kakanandina ni doi ni ika na ika boil sa ika balolo sa ika doi ika. So, na bulan-bulan ni bula veki kimani na tume na koro. Ive kenda na tiko na tawani. Tabalaga mo biso taka kaniti ko na dabang nalawi ni mano-mano. Biso taka na kene wale-wale. Membo
lebu nandori.
Yeah, me lebu taka nandori ikaw ko ya tiko kya na miti ko kay so lile sara ya. Kaya ngiti ko na nito singa ni tatala nito singa ni ngunti manray.
Manray with bata,
manray mo
yeah.
neke na bani, sa wali nga may na bani, pati kaya na manray, gayon to yung kaba na kemo na mambata to yan, na tuna, kaya ko sar, tapos katak na kemo yalaka, kaya ko biya, da kama sar doon na kandido yung gayon kaba na kemo noodles. Sambi nga may na manray, sa tunga na kanto, gayon to yung katak ko ikina. Waset ko nga nakakito da kabibale, kito sa nga ni mati, kito sa ni mati na mati ni lila, eraw to kina na kana, evo kaya talaga, mera sonangona, saka ko ni rawa tu ngana TV le ranga bari vikenda tu rawara ka tu na kenra tu da kemanda la kame balikur da ka na kem asano ngona singa tambo me ngona me kitolo tu kina mata ka kitongelo tu talena kavi sa manrainga elio ona yandra mata klelai wakanga na bisi to dop vasanga me kitongela ko sambuta tu na vasingale we matangali melesu mai sambuta go
Manray muneke
sanga siti ko mai sa rochia na kaundo da kav sana bolinga me na manray sano nga sa uchi na lotu na fosho kito sana gay viray kito to vasigala ba manray o debe bulen na manray sanga elo kito ko bulen na manray ngi so tike din mal vitar tarben na manray de musuka na kena te ko nga maybe ngaselevo ya da talbe ko kalele ko nga kalele ko de teleta kana manray sinivang bata kanyo walitungan na lomani manray ya sa ko saranga ya sa roti kinin do na kana senga nindo ay matikina ko kai tiko levo ngona kenda sele na nonda nguto dhoko ke na nonda koko to dhoko na kana kwa na kana senga wala ngani kai wanru da na nonda ilavo ngiba kai sini ko tatal nga mebe kenda nambula vinaka
pagabuti sata ki
babuti sata ki kenda
senga nalutu binaka na kali
onga yan ramber na matakalilay yo if ele na kai ko tamayata
I love the Sunday bread.
Yeah.
So nangonan daw wali may kinoy katakata sa may nandera.
Yeah. Even in Makasi, that new place that we found, it's a nice piece of bread.
Totoo ka sarang malang may gay doon ng bilo, ati, sudu, watake na manray. Wabata saranga.
Kaya kayo kung microwave, hita nga 10 seconds. Maybe katakata nga walili na manray, ibitikin na ng bata. Why dala? Tony na tea.
Yeah. And sometimes that's our own choice. So nang una kita sa pambibitak sa kanan singa tambo. Sa dalimber kin na nondon di suguluto. Makanta salita ka kaya sa kita sa avoko na kita kikenda tunga. Da sinido ko na kita ka nakadaling karaba. Bikito na
isang wala nga ni Bernaloto so isang saranga ni Liloto so sa rosta nga ibale
sa avoko na kita kikenda
ko basta nga mikito lang ko may sambo to na pasing levo
yan mindset imanda baka bimbi tu na numubasanga vitali ko sila ko iloto sa bimbi na basanga
bimbi na mukuro
mabutan ni sa atos yung anong nambula ni nambula kin sa atos ko na bagin bula atos tal yung anong nambula ni Vikile batak non tuturanga sa sini basic tabo mbaya sa suan sing tabo ki tumanda do bukan dombe ka sa pagaruan sing tabo ki baka kituluto matakaluto na kami sa ko sarangan manray and I love that do your own and then to do your own
DIY do it yourself
sa mga amay sa may musukan ki manray o mga matasarani masumanda pupu Amen, Chisu. Santi masula ka nga na kena.
Esta naman, evadir lang naman. Abel ito ba yaw? Ang dapat kami kinana kayo mali. Sa mga bakit evadir lang naman. Yung ridir to, to santi masuka na kyan rito man ray. Ang dapat ridir to, baka lolo matala kayo. Biya kamalita ka, baka siyang livir to, and merito na ka. Esta naman, baka to struggle. Mandanga, merito ko na ito yung binabilitin ng bilo. And to tala nang na nililihavi, na nito matubal. Merikila na dapat ito balikor. So it's always a good time.
Yeah,
and always a good moment, eh?
Because it's when you do it yourself or you do your own.
You appreciate it.
Yeah. Itu talaga naman binakan ni Vital no tu. Kaya ni dapat to kay sandua iko takam to kan kemu baka more time of talking, more time of appreciation, more time of bonding as a family. So the things that you are partaking is not important than the time that you spend with one another.
Like that forum.
Sometimes when
you're saying it, does it taste different when you do it yourself and somebody else doing it for you? Like when you come and it's done for you and you're doing it yourself. Tastes different in the sense like you create something that you want to eat other than just eating because it's done for you for the sake of eating it because
sometimes when you make food, you sa silikan na sa ambutakin but na taste kaya so when you do your own, all the taste there, it's about to partake. So it will be a little bit different.
Because a little bit more tastier.
Because you spend your time and also the conversation, like it's more casual. It's not like something that is.
Hurry up, come and have dinner or come and have lunch.
And we sit there, no. But when you just feel relaxed, like you enjoy things when you feel relaxed. Even the conversation, laughing away, we are doing a lot of things at one time by doing your own.
Now that we're talking about it, you don't realize as well on how, because you people are always a receiving end. Like for the children, for you, we don't realize when you're saying now how much, say for Tiare, for Asnate, when they're always behind the counter trying to fend for everybody, now they will just come and do their own. And that helps with the bonding, helps with the conversation that is going. Because everybody's free, other than, like busy around trying to make something for everybody. Like that environment created without us knowing, realizing that it's bonding us closer when it comes to do it yourself, kind of.
Sometimes when we also have the takeaways, so
that's the next one.
And the box is there, and you have takeaway from Chochi or from any other food outlet. No, you do your own. You warm the food.
Heat up your own food.
And you sit, and so it's more relaxed. And when you are relaxed, then you enjoy what you're doing. But it does not take away the time of sitting together and enjoying the food. There are things that we can change a little bit here and there just to improve our time together.
To create more family time, to create that atmosphere. Because sometimes, because it's so stressful, when you come back from work and you're busy, into getting these meals ready, and sometimes you're not enjoying it. You look at a family, they're enjoying their meals, but you're not, because it's quite a lot of things for you to do. You're stressed out. And when that is created, like don't worry, we can just have bread. It's okay. And I believe that's when the husbands step in. When you see the wives that are, busy cluttering around for the week, it's all right. I will look after the, I will look after the dinner. And
especially,
just order.
Especially at order. When you order, that means you are releasing your wife, you are releasing your mother, and not to worry about, all the come and busy from work. If a working mother, busy from work, and then come again, prepare the food. But if you have a takeaway, it'll be very good. Just come, sit with the family, everybody eat together, and everybody clean up their own plates. And it's just like shopping. No, you have a lot of time just talking and fellowshipping while you are having your meal. So to me, that's one time I really love on Sunday, when you do your own, especially just half loaf, one big half, and it's warm.
I miss the bread now.
You you put your real butter and it just melts.
Slide. I used to love that, but now my doctor, I think it was last month,
Yeah.
last 2 months ago, my doctor said no flour, no sugar. So now when I look at that bread, I used to love that bread. No rice. So most of the things they eat, I don't eat. And I love the noodles, but now you can't eat it. And as much as possible when it's out there. But it pushes me more to vegetables and fish. And yeah, not only vegetables and fish, we have the, what else did you got for me yesterday? Yeah, it was fish.
Fish.
Fish and vegetables. And can't eat the potatoes, can't eat the starchy food. So, this is for my health. Preempting that if I continue to do or live the life that I live, or eat the things that I eat, from oily food to flour and sugar, then in years' time, 7 to 10 years' time, I might get diabetes. So that's what my blood test says. And to save me from that, then change the lifestyle now. So not only when we plan meals, but plan it because it's healthy for your family.
So for us, the meal, that's what we are taught, or maybe that's our lifestyle. We eat the meal that tasty to our mouth, that tasty to us. We don't eat meal because
it's healthy. Yeah.
And that's something that we need to
change.
Yeah. It's not easy.
It cannot happen overnight because it's our habit.
It will take time, and it'll take a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
Like for you, discipline. That's one thing I love about you, that you are very disciplined in the food.
Yeah, this is my normal, but he always tempts me. Whenever we go, because I'm not supposed to eat, I don't eat oily food, I don't eat fries, I don't eat, fizzy drinks. It's a lot of things I don't do. And not that I want to, but through things that I went through and how God just made me not to. He knows my life. And then when we go and he'll be saying, just
a little bit.
Just taste one. It's really nice, really nice. Taste it. So I taste one. Then we went to 2. Then we went to a whole serve. And he will be saying, this is really nice. And said, no, just taste it, it's really nice. I mean, because we're always together. So if you don't taste it today, you don't taste it next week, don't taste it next month, you're always together. So you'll taste it. And when I taste it, I changed my life then when I was with him. And he knew. When we met all throughout my life, it's always that. Because I grew up in a home that my mother was a diabetes. And my dad died of a heart attack. With that in my mind, I always say to myself, I will save my life as much as possible not to go this way, or save my family. So when I met him, I'm already on that mode. And so I carried on, have my children, are still hanging on to that. And then, because you live together. How many years we've been married? Boy,
41.
Yeah, 41 years. Living together with this man. And he'll always say,
just a little bit.
Or when we travel, look, there's no other food here. Just eat that. So, you end up eating, especially the oily food. Because I don't eat meat. I only eat fish. And, but good, I never attempt to eat the meat, but it's always the oily, oily stuff. And I went into it. And then after that, I forgot what I was supposed to be. I went with him. Well, when I went back for because I broke out in rashes, and I told my doctor, our family doctor asked Dr. he says, did you eat anything that will cause this allergy? I said, no, I've been eating the same thing that I always eat. I don't know what happened. And he said, okay, I'll take your blood. Okay, if you take my blood, then take all the tests. So he tests my sugar level on my, the blood test. And he says, no, you're on a 3, which means very low. If you're 13, 14, 15, then there's high sugar in your blood. You don't have there's no sugar in your blood. I said, okay. Did all the tests. But that day, when I had the rashes, it was just a week after he took our test. I said, please, when you take my blood, test everything, which he did. When he tested everything, he said, everything, all good, all normal. But this test is not usually done, but I did it anyway. And this test, tests you now and what is to come. So there's something that he told me. It's called the insulin resistance. Like as we age and less exercise and a lot of starchy food, sugary food, and oily food takes you to this level of insulin resistance. Because the insulin in your body that God has created your body with, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So it resists, and it's just sitting there. Everything that we eat, the insulin in your body sort of like does its job and make you the way you are. But as you grow older, either you're growing older or no exercise, a lot of starchy food, oily food, sugary items, this insulin resists. So it's sitting there not doing its job. No fiber, and that's what happened to me. He says, you've got insulin resistance. So you need to change your diet.
Like to reverse, yeah.
Yeah, and change your lifestyle to reverse. And that's one thing good about it, because it's reversible. Just like fatty liver, it's reversible. You change your lifestyle, it takes you back. Yeah, you change it. So within a week of change that, like no more oily food. Now when he tempts me, and I said, no, you're not going to tempt me. Get behind me, devil. So
we'll wait for another trip.
So I stopped doing that, because when I ended up when I broke out in rashes, that's after our trip to France.
Yeah.
When we went to France, because France, oh boy, their pastries are really, really nice. I tried every pastry, even to the extent at the airport, I bought a pack of pastries to eat in flight. I love the pastries. That was straight after that trip when I broke out in rashes. And that's when I got this thing, told by my doctor, given a list of food that I can eat, cannot eat. Green are the ones that I can eat. Orange, only eat a little bit. Red, don't touch it. So it becomes a traffic light meal plan. And I have survived, lost weight, got me revived. When I went back for my review, he just recommended, said, oh, your insulin is back. So, and you take a lot of fiber. Fiber in the sense that you take, the porridge that we cook, but you soak it overnight, leave it in the fridge, and you add your berries, add your yogurt the next morning, have that as your breakfast. Yeah. So fiber, he says, yuck. But that's healthy, helps with your metabolism. Fiber helps with the metabolism rate. Yeah. It helps you, to churn it out. So all the waste, it takes it out. It doesn't stock up in your body. It takes them out. And I feel so light, so healthy. And it helps in our meal plan.
Yeah, because when we talk about the food, we talk about our lifestyle. Because sometimes we can plan for building a house, business, and money. And while we are having that in front of us.
Yeah, we are planning so much into the years to come, but we are not looking after our life to last enjoy, the years to come.
To enjoy what we plan for. So it's a big challenge for those that were watching this morning. Yeah. When you plan your life, that means your achievement, your investment, your saving. Remember, also think about your,
that's a good one. Plan your life as well.
So you will enjoy what you are setting out to do. If not, it'll be you are doing something for other people, but not for you.
Yeah.
It's good to think about other people, but you must also be part and parcel of enjoying what you plan for.
Yes.
So to me, looking after our life is something that it's something forgotten in our traditional culture.
And it's not a priority for us.
It's not a priority.
Like we don't care. Take good care of our body.
Yeah, we not sleeping well, not resting well, especially the food that we eat.
Yeah.
All these things. And when we live in the village, we are surrounded by healthy stuff. In the sea and also on the land, we are surrounded by healthy food.
Vegetation and fresh
and
food.
We have no excuse.
Yes.
But when we come into the city life, we are drawn to the curries, the oily food.
He loves his curry.
I love
He
my
can
curry.
go to that small place in Albert Park. They make the nice curry according to him. Like he'll look for the curry. He'll know the best curry place. Even in Nandi. What's that place that he used to go to? The nice curry place in Nandi. Tata shop in the Namaka curry house.
Yeah, Tata curry house. If not the Babulal, the grease in Namaka. We call it babulal grease because it's more like a grease.
More greasy than meaty, but yet they go for it. It's like at that time, people are drinking grog and having
a
those
wash down.
hot stuff. So it's like a wash down. The more hot, the more spicy, the better. Well, you have your own life. You have your own lifestyle. We're not here to predetermine what happens to you. We're not here to define the life that you live. But it's good to know, good to hear, because it becomes food for thought on how you can better your life, prolong your life a little bit better, live a little bit more years, so you can enjoy with your family.
Yeah, when you pass 60, 65, 70, you are still active in whatever you do.
Yes.
Whether in the village or whether in in
family.
town. Yeah. Just because you look after your body, we must look after our body. I'm blessed because I'm a pastor. It changed the way I look after my body. Before, I really abused my body.
He's blessed not only because he's a pastor, he's blessed because he's with me. Yeah, he's blessed
Always,
because he's with me.
What you having?
He loves his food. And sometimes if I see a lot, and I said, isn't that the third, fourth time you've eaten that red meat? I said, only a little bit. The doctor said it's okay for me to eat. No, these men, they'll always argue like they're always right because they love their food. And sometimes out of conviction, he'll look at me and say, just a little bit. And that little bit can take the whole plate. And
I love
we look out for each other.
Yeah.
Look out for each other as a couple. Look out for each other as a family. Because when something happens, there's no stronger bond. There's no stronger love. There's no support you will have in your family. You can surround yourself with the workmates. You can surround yourself with the church friends, or even the community that you're in. But family dies hard because your family are always behind you.
Yeah.
And the family, they get your back all the time. They're always behind you.
You will feel too when you're far away from your family, you feel that something is missing, because the family, there's a bond, there's an unseen bond that only created by the Creator Himself. That a 1 + 1 = 1. That's something that there's no mathematician in the world or physician in the world that can try to know that when 1 + 1 = 1. And that's why marriage is very, very important. It's supposed to be it's a one soul, or the soul type.
Yeah, as much as possible to agree, aligned, same thoughts.
Yeah.
You agree on certain things, and if you don't, that's why I go back to what we usually share on the communication. When you know that it's not together, you're not agreeing on something, don't just keep it within yourself. Talk about it, communicate. Say it that you don't like it. Say it that it's not okay. You say it out, and also say that you like it. Just don't in every conversation just speak on the wrong things, things that doesn't work. Also appreciate and say, man, thank you for doing that. Thank you for that. I'm really grateful that you did that for me. Like, it has to be a two-way. It has to be for both ends. Whether it's good or bad, we need to communicate.
Yeah, because there is a connection that you feel it yourself.
Yeah.
And when you don't feel it, then something is wrong. You need to improve on your communication. Like for me, when we travel together, I feel relaxed. But if I travel alone, I'll just come, do it, that, I want to come back home. That bonding, that unity or unison, it's something that we work together for years. Agreement, the communication level, and this, because when you stand up, nothing can make you fall, because you are together in heart, in spirit, and in one mind. And you will feel it when you are far apart. Even though that you are far apart, there's always a bond.
It's good that you're raising it here on this forum, because I believe for most couples, they don't feel that, but marriage is supposed to be like that. There's supposed to be a connection, a bond that is totally different from any other person that you're surrounded with. Because it's a different love as a couple, and a different love you have for your children, a different love for your family. It's totally different. But when you're saying that, like, there are a lot of couples, they no longer have that, I would say. They no longer have that kind of connection. And that is why when they go, they just live their own lives, even though they stay in the same house, even though they're still couple, but they're not together in a lot of things. They are more closer to their circle of friends. A conversation is either hardly or not the kind of conversation that you can talk about a lot of things. It's like very little, very small, and not as much as you see the same person when they're surrounded with their friends. It can be on the same opposite sex.
Yeah.
Like, to sit here or for us to have our own time. They knew having it with other women than me with other men, Sometimes couples are like that. They're more interactive. They're more, they share about them to that forum other than the forum, and they don't miss it when it's not there.
That's why it's very important to identify it when it's very small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for example, for me, if I travel alone, if I'll just focusing on what I will do. As soon as we finish, whether it's midnight or early morning, I want to come home, because I feel that I'm missing something. I just want to come home. The communication, updating on our comms. There is something that is missing in your life, because you are together, you are in one. And when you don't feel that, if any man that you are watching this program this morning, when you don't feel that, that means you are missing something.
Yeah, it's a risk.
It's a risk that because you will not know that you are in a wrong ground or wrong fellowship. Yeah, there will be a conviction that you are in a, say, if you are working with opposite sex, where you draw the line. When you draw back, because somebody is trading on your side.
Not to go over the boundary.
Yes, and you will walk away. You can only feel that because your connection is good. Yeah, you can feel that. It's just like for us that we go to church. When you connect with the Holy Spirit, a conviction will come. It's exactly the same thing. Even if you don't agree on things, but it does not take away that closeness.
Yeah.
You will not do any stupid things, because your connection is much thicker
and
stronger than the differences of the small issues that you have.
Yeah, very right.
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah.
And for some time too, for us that work a lot, we are far away from home, or you in an environment that you're in a different sex, whether you are man or you're a woman. But I'm speaking on men. Most of the time, we need to just have a circle. Have a circle of some men that you have the same values. Because you will protect one another. For me, if I go overseas and there are few men here and there that I will allow to, I know that our values are the same. We love our wife, we love our family, that they will come, and we encourage one another. And sometimes we pray together. And before we leave, we arrive, and we will talk about families and our values. So you surround yourself with the right people. I'm talking about men, because men, we are vulnerable, and if you go to social occasion, you are very vulnerable, and that's what causes a lot of
I guess for women, because we are so taken up with the family, and apart from work, like that responsibility that after work you have a home to go to, you have children to cook for, you have children to check their homework, or even during the day you're checking on the comms of the school that they go to. Like, you're more connected to the children and everything about them than the husbands. So the tendency for the husbands to be able to, live in a world of their own, not being reminded of the responsibility to make them rooted, knowing that they have accountable to somebody and the family, is very rife. And when they're in the wrong environment, a wrong fellowship, they've already forgotten. They're not involved in a lot of things in the family. So the tendency for them to to drift out of the family is very, very easy for them to do that. Like that ownership, even their conviction to spend more time with the family is not there, because they are enjoying the company of their workmates, other than the company of their family. And for most men, I believe, as long as they can provide the shelter or the roof above their heads, and they have the money to pay for the house and food on the table, most men, they think that that's it. That's their duty. They don't need to be there. They don't need to love their wives. They don't need to have time for their children, because they've done that. So indirectly speaking, they're saying, okay, you know, what else do you want me to do? I've given you a home, I've provided meals on the table, and I'm working to get that done. So everything is all about work to make the family feel guilty, to pull him out to spend time with them, because without him doing the things he's doing, which is all lies, because the work, there's a certain time you can leave your work and come home, for them to be able to enjoy the comfort of their house and also the meals on the table. You know, like that. Yeah, I think we need to break that, and
Yeah,
also
it's also part of our tradition and our culture. It comes like that, like in the olden days, like the inequality. You know? Like women are treated like they are a little bit second class. It's said to
not a little bit
now.
second class, it's second class.
Yeah, they are treated like that,
And,
even,
and just left at home. They belong to the kitchen.
And men, even the hierarchy, they go. You know, like they have the authority, or they be given the unofficial that they can have, you know, few wives here and there.
So that like concubines.
Yeah, like that tradition that follows, that we need to break it.
Yeah,
we need to break that. Women are also human beings. They have the full right, 100%, that they are equal with men. And,
I agree with that. You know, when you mentioned that, I see with the news, with everything that is going around us, the church, the community, if a man has got children from other women, or have 2 or 3 on the side, their mistresses, apart from the children that he has from his wife, like it's okay, it's all right. But if a woman does that and do exactly like the man, it's like a big thing and a stigma that follow that woman. You know, like condemning that community, looked down upon from the church. And it's like you've actually written off her life.
Yes.
But for men, it's acceptable for them to do it. So there's a lot of inequality when it comes to that, that it's wrong. Like even in the Bible, as Christians, for us, we are Christians, that is just wrong. You know, it's just wrong.
Yeah, because even in the Bible, before Jesus' time, like it was accepted. No? It was accepted.
Yeah. And at that time, having concubines and everything.
But when that's why the beauty about Jesus.
Yeah.
When Jesus comes,
he brought the change.
He brought the change. And everybody equal. The woman at the well, the woman committing adultery, no, the woman with the issues of blood. When Jesus came, everybody is equal according to him, which is right. That's why we are created. So it's even though we are talking Bible now, but the equality, that's something that Jesus brought. That everybody is the same.
Now that you mentioned you know, that the woman that committed adultery, in that whole story, it's just a mention of the woman that they want to stone to death. What about the man? You know, what about that man that was involved? Like there's nothing that highlighted the man. It's always the woman. The woman that committed adultery, the woman, you know, it's always the woman that comes to the well that has 6 husbands that are always mentioned, which is very right. He came in and sort of like, you know, stabilized the whole thing and highlight the importance, not because of the gender, the importance of being a human being.
That's what Jesus brought, and that's why Jesus is Jesus. So regardless of the religion, that's why Jesus is Jesus, because there's no other God like Jesus that make everybody equal. No, and everybody have a right to access to your God. And that's why the beauty about Jesus. And to me, equality can only arrive into our society when we know Jesus.
And also we appreciate each other. You know, I appreciate the fact, and you appreciate the things that I do. I appreciate the things that you do. So there are certain things that you're not very good at, certain things I'm not very good at. So it becomes an understanding between relationship.
My minus, it's your plus, and your minus.
Your more minus is my plus. My more pluses is your minus.
And Paul said, for you married men, you must have only one wife. For you married woman, you must have only one husband. Before that, everything was haywire. No? Even including Fiji. No?
I think some of us still living in the Old Testament. And that is why you're still having more mistresses out there. I don't know how you handle. Please just focus on one. You know, that is more important to you. Because when you die, I don't think those mistresses will come to look after you and look after whatever that you have left behind.
If they come, they'll just come and fight for the wealth. But for us, this wonderful morning, I believe that we are talking on some issues. We're talking on about our life,
Yeah.
ourselves,
Yes.
our marriage. It's a time of bonding. We are going through the last month of the halfway,
half, yeah.
the halfway of 2025, and
Yeah.
very soon July, like will be the first last part
Yes.
of the last part of 2025. So do your best, love your family,
Yeah.
love your wife, and have time of talking, laughter, and it doesn't take away your differences. Remember, our differences is something that God created for us to have conversation,
Yeah, differences are
discussion.
supposed to
Yeah.
spice up your marriage.
Yes.
You have your arguments, you have those time that you throw around the cushion or throw the pillow, and that's part of marriage. You get frustrated with a lot of things not done, and that is what marriage is.
There's no perfect
Yeah,
marriage.
there's no perfect marriage, but it's supposed to spice up your marriage.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's more like spicing down your marriage. So wherever you're at, I mean, we didn't plan to go and spend more time when we're talking about relationship this morning,
Yeah.
but I believe, it's just meant for us.
Yeah.
Because without that good relationship, a good foundation at home, then everybody else around us is not enjoying their life, because it's either you hitting out at each other, the conversation you have, they're not very healthy, and it's either you're swearing at each other, not, like that toxic atmosphere that happens at home, because we are not good together,
Yeah. And we create that atmosphere of hatred and anger and fear for the people around us. I remember I was staying with one of my big brother. As soon as we hear them arguments, fighting, everybody walk outside, and like home is no longer home, and you can't do anything because you are staying with them. So when we fight and our children hear us crawl and things thrown here and there, remember we are creating atmosphere of fights and anger and this what we call this. We are destabilizing the home front. That's where a lot of children, they run away from home because they can't find the peace that they're supposed to have. The environment at home is not suitable.
It's toxic. Yeah.
So that's why they run away. They go to their friends. They go to the street.
Yeah.
And they look for. And that's why some of them, they even go and take hard drugs.
Yeah.
They want to forget the reality of life. They want to go to the dream world. Yeah. And for those of you,
as most times they go and dream, they forget to come back.
they go past cloud 8 and they stay there for a while.
Oh, don't go there, man.
And for those of you that are watching this morning, we want to encourage you. There are more to life than what we are going through. And when you are together, husband and wife, remember, there's no mountain that's too high for you not to climb. It's a unity. When we have unity, the Bible says, when there's unity, God command blessings. The blessing is the favor, the provision, the open doors, the open heaven. That's blessings. It's not about money. It's about the environment that God created when we come together in unity. So when you're struggling with finance, the first thing, come in unity. Before you even pray. When you struggle with the sickness, come in unity. When you struggle with your workplace, even finances, you come in unity. Because there is a secret, there is a blessing when we come in unity. Yeah. And maybe when you're united today, I tell you, all the dreams that you've been dreaming of from the last 5 months, that will come to pass because of the power of unity. Yeah,
and another reminder for us, don't stay where you are. There's a lot of things that are happening. Like you may be listening to us this morning, so they make it sound so easy. There's a lot of things that my wife have done, a lot of things that my husband have done that you feel resentment, like you don't want anything to do with them. And everything that you hear is not nice, not right, always away from home. There's a lot of reason for you to hate your spouse or, like resent your partner. There's a lot of reasons you have there with you. And you have to find the time and find the space in your heart for you to be able to get away from that toxic moment. And for us, because we are believers and we are Christians, we believe in a God. and we go to church. And on that ground, we can recommend to you that you need a supernatural power to be able to salvage you from where you're at. Maybe you've given up on your family, you've given up on your marriage, maybe you just don't want to talk about it, and you may be listening to us today, or this program being replayed any other day, then you will need to find this supernatural power. If you're not a believer, you're an atheist, you don't believe in God, maybe it's about time for you to find this God.
Yes.
And if you're a believer and you're very passive, like just lying down there, not going to church, you're not a church goer, you know about this God from your parents, from your home, and since after you married, life is good, living in a big home, owning too many cars, running a business, but you feel so empty. And you feel so, angry and frustrated with life. Maybe it's about time for you to, just drop your guards down, look for a church, and just go and attend that place and hear the word of God. You need to. But if you don't want to be seen by your friends, oh, she's going to church. Oh, he's changed. She's going to church.
He's going to church.
If you don't want them to talk about you, then tune into My TV every Sundays.
Yes.
We have the Word of God starting from 5 to 6. We have a 6 to 7 if you want something there. There is no music, no nothing. And that's Reverend Elias Karoy. And then you have the 7 to 8 from Calvary Temple, the Assemblies of God. And then you have the 8 to 9, there is another believer out there. And the Power in the Word. From Gasilevo. And then you have the 9 to 10, there is Philadelphia Believers Church. And you have a TBN that comes in every now and then. And then you have the Triple C, all the way from No Sorry, that also have their programs. So the whole day is filled up with the spiritual enhancement that you can draw from. Not only for My TV, we also have for FBC and also for TV1. They also have their church programs that goes on every Sunday. And if you don't have a TV, then go to your phone if you have a phone and go to the Walesi app. You can access the 3 television stations through your phone that is handheld there on your hand. If you're not a person for you to watch and listen, then just hear the audio to FBC Radio. We have a program that goes on the 10 to 11, I believe.
10 to 11.
And there are other church programs that start very early in the morning as well. Kaya kay kuti kundo na bono sanga kina na television, sanga ni binaka na network ni talawon. Vinaka tiko na radio, ikawarong na radio, tiko kina na sana program talanga. Nakangawia kay tiko ni ko sanga ni do na ulumbale, me ko na connect kina na kay ko vangarati kongori. Try and find it now while you're still at your prime, while you can still enjoy life. Look, you cannot continue to be angry. You cannot continue to live your life out of frustration, year in, year out. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to enjoy your life. You deserve that. And if you look back over the years of your life, just try and check how many years you've been living your life like that. How many years have you continued to allow yourself to be in that situation? Make a decision for 2025. Rise above all these things and say to yourself, no, enough of being frustrated, enough of being angry at these people, because nothing is changing. No matter how much you're feeling, your husband is not changing. No matter how much you're feeling, your wife is not changing. Your family is not changing. Your children continue to be disobedient. You cannot change them. You can only help them. You can only counsel. There are only certain things that you can do, but you cannot do all. So other than being frustrated because the change you cannot see, you tell yourself, I'll do my part, but I deserve to be happy, and I deserve my space. So do that for yourself, because I'm sharing something about myself. I look after my family. I've lived my life for my family. I live my life for the church that I belong to. I'm always, my finances, my life, my time, everything, for the church, for my family, my children, my grandchildren now. It's always for somebody else. Walked into a company that needs attention, that needs, commitment, needs full-on, full-time there. Like, it takes a lot of you. And over the years, and every time I always tell my family, man, I need space. I need space. I need to go out somewhere that that I can just breathe, that I can know my name and I can be myself. Because all throughout the lives that I've lived and all throughout the years, my most enjoyable time is just to sit in a place quietly and have my latte and read what I can read, write what I can write, forgotten out there in a corner of a coffee shop. Even when we travel abroad, he knows. When there is no church program going, I just love to sit out there. And I remember when we went to Melbourne, the team was going around the place. You just want to sit there in the corner. Just yourself. And now, before I will say that, I need space, I need to do that. Now I'm trying to make it happen for my life. And I'm trying to accept the fact that certain things, when you do, it cannot happen the way you want it. So you just provide guidance, provide counsel, and you move on. And I know it's difficult to do that when you're a woman. It's difficult to do that when you're a mother. Difficult to do that when you're a grandmother. But for your own sanity, you need to do it. Because I've learned that. For your own sanity, you need to do that. I was sharing with my family. I stayed in Vancouver on my own for two nights in a hotel, Fairmont, right at the airport in Vancouver. It's like, I would say 5-6-star hotel. And the whole 2 days, the first day I slept from 12 midday, I didn't wake up until 12 midnight. I slept again, I didn't wake up until 11 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know how fatigued and how tired I was. And not only that, I was a hermit. I didn't even go out. I stayed within my room. I call everything. I order room service for my latte, order room service for anything, everything. I never leave my room. I only leave my room just to walk across to where the spa is, just for me to have a massage. 2 days. I only went out and out when I came down to check in for my flight to come back home. And that 2 days, I would say I will never forget. It was my time, my space, my moment, and my husband sitting here with me today. I posted on our family comms, my children, my grandchildren, all the way here in Fiji. So I just posted comms and said, look, nobody call me, everything on Viber. Because we have a group comms from the family, and they can put in everything for all my grandchildren. If anything you need, all on the Viber. So everything on the Viber. No conversation with anyone. It was just me. I had a good time with my God. My mind was clear. I had a good time with my God. And I didn't realize that 2 days, how much it did to my life. And when I came out refreshed. Not only that, I came out and we had meetings like 3 nights in a row. One of my grandson, really, that grandson of mine always make me cry every time. The things that he does behind my back, the things that he does, totally opposite to the things that I always say for them to do. Totally opposite. Unthinkable. And when I was crying that night, when I came back, I think that was on it was on a Thursday, Friday night. I think it was on a Wednesday night, I believe. And then, I was telling God, I believe you create me not to go through this all the time. You create me for me to also to have a space and be happy. And I'm sharing this with you when you're tuning in this morning. Sometimes you feel too responsible. Sometimes you feel too accountable, that it's so overwhelming. There is less of you and more of everybody else. And when it's not happening in their lives, you take that responsibility. You blame yourself when it's not working out. It's about time. You make that decision. You stand up today and you say, no, I deserve to be happy. And take things that you can take. Let go of the things that you cannot handle. Certain things you just give to God. If you're a believer like me, you just tell God, I give up. Like I did on Wednesday night. I said, Lord, you know my heart for my grandchildren. You know the things that I do for them. And you know what had happened. But I give it to you. There are certain things that I cannot control and certain things only you can do. So learn to do that. It's a difficult moment of your life. A very difficult moment because you can relate to what I'm sharing with you today. Difficult moment for you to let go. But you need to let go so you can have sanity, so you can have your space, so you can also enjoy life. Like what we shared today on the meals. Sometimes you feel so frustrated and so responsible that every time you need to get the full-on meals on the table. Make your family understand that some days you just want to relax. Tell them. Don't feel guilty in doing that. Just tell them, look, can anybody else cook? Or can anybody else have any idea? Today, I just want to rest this out. And be honest with your family. They will understand. I had a friend that shared on the same platform as well. We had a panel here. Her name is Auntie Cara, singer. She lives in the Western Division. She has only one son. And that son of hers is only 14 years old. He's in year 10 in school. When she was sharing her story, and she said, most Sunday, my son cooks. In the week, he cooks. He loves cooking. And that gives me space. And if you enjoy your food more when you come, somebody else does that for you in the family. Some, giftings are there within your family to be able to do that. Share your burden. Share your challenges. and share it with the right people. Share it with the people that you love. My husband sitting here, he knows what I'm talking about today. Because in our devotion, I will tell it all, lay it all on the table. This is it, this is that, this is that. We give in our bits, and that's why we have agreed. There are some Sundays we do it ourselves. There are some days in the week that we do it ourselves, our meals. Just so that we can be all relaxed. And I'm just so blessed with my family. I have my daughter-in-law that does the cooking for all the dinners. And in the morning, I do that. My daughter looks after the company cooking. And my daughter-in-law looks after the mission cooking. And when I'm out of the equation and out of the country, she wakes up early to also look after the morning one. So you've got help there in your house. And if you don't have that help in your house, then maybe you just pay for somebody just to come and do the little things, just to give you space to be able to do that. So for today, we wish your family the very best and nothing less. Because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to make it happen with your husband, with your wife. You deserve to embrace your family and enjoy them. And you deserve what God has created you to be. As much as possible, we say we don't talk about church during this program, but we are always going back to Him because your goodness is in Him. There's no guaranteed goodness in the world, in your job, in your wealth, in your money, in what you own. But there is confirmed, guaranteed goodness in God.
Proven.
Because He is the giver and taker. Well, all the way from Turaki and the redness of our setup this morning, we say thank you. Tomorrow, tune in to the program. We will be at the Four Shores tomorrow morning on the morning service. And please join us. But it's going to be a little bit earlier. That's why we have the Power in the Word. So 7:30 is for us to be there. 8 o'clock will be the Power in the Word that you usually watch on your TV. If you are in the Suva area, join us at the Fourth Shore. We usually have 2 services in the Sunday. But for tomorrow, it's going to be only 1 service in the morning because there is another event happening at Albert Park. We don't want the clash of sound. So that's why we are just having the morning service and we're canceling our afternoon service. If you are a PM attendance on our service at the Fourth Shore, no, for tomorrow, there's no PM service, only AM service. So we are maximizing it and having it a little bit earlier than the normal. We used to start at 9. Now we are starting at 8 when we have the Power in the Word, none other from our ministry in Kasilevo that is sitting with us today. So we will see you tomorrow if you're willing. And if you're tired, not dressed up, make your coffee, sit out in the own house, join us live on my TV, Facebook, or on the ministry Facebook page. You can still enjoy the service from the Four Shores. So once again, thank you.
Yeah, have a beautiful weekend and enjoy your family with you.
Yeah.
A family is an epitome of God's love towards mankind. God designed us to live in families, and the Bible reveals that family relationships are important to Him.
But as a believer, do you feel that you're still struggling?
Maybe you're still struggling with your relationship,
Struggling with your finances?
struggling at work,
With your social life?
or with your spiritual life.
We invite you to join us
On our Family Table Talk every Saturday,
at 7:30 a.m. on my TV.
or catch us on our Facebook page.